Hey, have you ever thought about how habits can totally change your life?
Yeah?
I was reading this intense conversation between two friends about smoking.
Oh, interesting. What were they discussing exactly?
Well, one friend, Mike, still smokes and doesn't see the big deal. The other, James, quit smoking and is trying to convince Mike to do the same.
That's a tough conversation to have. Did James share why he quit?
Absolutely. He realized what smoking was doing to his health, his lungs, his energy. He said he feels like a completely different person now.
That's powerful, but I bet Mike wasn't convinced just like that.
Exactly. Mike argues that it's just a bad habit and that he enjoys it because it helps him relax, which, you know, is a common belief among smokers.
For sure. How did James respond to that?
James pointed out that it's not really relaxing Mike, but keeping him addicted. He said every cigarette just makes you crave the next one, and that's not freedom. It's a trap.
That's a strong point. Did Mike push back?
He did. He mentioned that quitting is hard and that he's tried, but always goes back.
Right.
It's like he feels stuck.
I mean, quitting smoking is notoriously difficult. How did James handle that?
James acknowledged it. He said it's hard for sure. But then he added, you know what's harder? Struggling to breathe when you're older?
Wow.
He really drove home the long-term consequences.
That's pretty intense, but don't you think scare tactics sometimes backfire?
You have a point there. But I think James was trying to wake Mike up.
Yeah.
He wanted him to see that the damage isn't immediate. It creeps up over time.
Did that make any impact on Mike?
Well, Mike seemed doubtful. He said he's not coughing up blood or anything. James warned that by the time you see the damage, it's already too late.
That's a harsh reality. It's like not realizing your boat is leaking until it's sinking.
Exactly. And James emphasized that. He also shared how quitting changed his life, thinking about his family, his future, his dreams.
Right.
He didn't want smoking to hold him back anymore.
So did Mike start to come around?
Kind of. He asked if James really thought he could quit.
Oh.
James was encouraging, telling him he knows he can and that he'll feel stronger than ever.
That's inspiring. It's important to have support when making such a big change.
Definitely. James said the hardest part is deciding to start, and the rest is taking it one day at a time. It's all about the small steps.
You know, this reminds me of when I gave up sugar for a month.
Oh, yeah?
The first few days were brutal, but then it got easier.
Exactly. Breaking any habit is tough at first.
Right.
But once you're over that hump, it gets so much better.
So, what's our takeaway from Mike and James's conversation?
I think it's that change is possible, no matter how hard it seems.
Yeah.
And sometimes, we need someone to challenge us to see that.
Agreed? Maybe next time we have a friend struggling with something, we shouldn't be afraid to speak up.
Absolutely. It could make all the difference.
Definitely.
It's like a life-changing debate, just like theirs.